Then we're rolling for you, bud.
Okay, you okay we take masks off?
Kevin Mannion and his wife Shelby are more cautious than most with their health. He just had a heart transplant on January 30th.
You're sitting here with a new heart. You look amazing. How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel like I'm making a little bit of progress every day and finding a new routine.
He looks wonderful. The first thing I said was, look at his color. You could see the difference in his skin tone already, you know, by the time they had moved him from the operating room to his room.
He had a heart pump that was sitting over here.
Kevin is only the second person to receive a heart transplant in clinical trials at the Minneapolis Heart Institute Foundation.
It's just fancy plumbing connections.
They are evaluating new technology from Transmedics called Heart in a Box. The University of Minnesota is also participating in trials. This is the actual donor heart Kevin received, beating in the Heart in a Box machine. The hope is it will reduce wait times for people who need the gift of life.
Mr. Mannion was extubated. His breathing tube was taken out 4 hours after we came out of the operating room. It was like, we went across the street and picked his heart out.
We got to meet Kevin's surgeons, who represent the dozens of people on the Minneapolis Heart Institute Foundation transplant team.
The heart doesn't always wake up immediately.
Dr. Benjamin Sun is surgical director of heart failure.
So far, it's been going very well.
Dr. Carol Moody is a cardiothoracic surgeon.
But this truly will give us potentially, hopefully, 20 to 30% expansion of the donor pool, which is absolutely groundbreaking for the transplantation community.
Time is very important.
And Dr. Sammy Shukrala is an organ recovery surgeon. He traveled to get Kevin's heart.
What's the Heart in the Box machine allow you to do that you couldn't do before?
It allows us to go greater distances, and secondly, it allows us to look at hearts that perhaps were not as ideal as we would like them to be.
Traditional heart donors are brain dead, but still on life support. It's called donation after brain death, or DBD. These hearts are put in a box of ice and rushed to the recipient site. Distance is limited. Kevin's donor heart is different because he received it from someone who had a catastrophic brain injury but was not brain dead. These patients are allowed to pass after their heart stops beating. Then organs are recovered. It's called donation after circulatory death, or DCD.
You don't really have any way of assessing if that heart is any good until it wakes up.
These hearts couldn't be used before Heart in a Box.
So this is different.
Now they can come from farther away because the technology keeps a donor heart in an active, human-like state.
And that's transformative because now we can start looking at other areas that we traditionally had not before and add to the number of organs that are available for our patients.
I look at the video of the heart beating and I am just amazed that we have this technology. It's almost sci-fi stuff.
Well, it is. I mean, we're equally amazed. We take the heart out, and then we put it onto this machine and start feeding blood to the heart. The heart at that point is what we call it reanimate. You can call it we turn it on, and then we begin to pace it. The next thing we begin to do is follow markers. This heart will produce certain markers that we're looking at, lactates and specifically. These are the exciting moments for all of us, really, is to see what those markers are doing as this heart gets reanimated or turned on.
Once Dr. Shukrala reanimated the donor heart, sensors in the Heart in a Box began sending information about it ahead to Dr. Moody and Dr. Sun, who were preparing Kevin for a transplant.
It really allows us to learn about the organ that is en route to the recipient site and make a final call, final decision at the recipient site whether we really believe that this organ is suitable for transplantation.
We were very, very confident that this heart was going to do well.
Am I going to be there in time to give the right meds?
Kevin feels like a new man. He had zero concerns about being part of the research.
You know, I'm kind of at a point in life where you want to make a contribution of some level, and this seemed like a real easy thing for me to do and maybe help some other people along the way.
The other fact with organ donors is that there was a real person on the other end of this.
We feel very blessed because that's a huge decision for a family to make.
Yeah, those folks lost somebody very dear to them in order that I have this heart, and they're just angels.
You've created these plaques and given them to people who've helped you in this process. And it says, a heart is happiest when it beats for others. What do you mean by that?
You know, it makes sense. So it's not all about me, it's about others.
Do you ever look at what you do and go, I can't believe I'm doing this?
Every day.
Yeah, every day.
It's a true privilege.
Yeah, it's a privilege. We're blessed. We're very blessed to be part of this.